Stateline Co-op is doing confined space entry training to make the entries that they do in their jobs safer. Confined space are any spaces where people aren't normally at, and they have restricted means of entry and exit into those spaces to perform work, and it can be a dangerous environment to work in. And we're just going through them with safe work practices and just safety practices they should be using to perform their job safely. The ropes is just safety. Whenever someone's in that space, they need to have a way to retrieve them. Most of the people that are killed in confined spaces every year, about 60 to 70% of those people killed are would-be rescuers. So by having just the basic safety equipment of a harness and a safety line on them, it makes it a lot better because you can pull them out without putting somebody else at risk. So right now we got 3 lines going down. What we just did is reduce whatever weight we're lifting by to 1/3 of what it was. So if there's 150 pounds down there, that means about 150. You're only lifting 50 pounds. To do that, you're giving up rope. To lift in 1 foot, you have to pull 3 feet of rope. This training is required by any place that has confined spaces. It can be various industries, any place that might have a tank where people have to enter to do storage. There are just a myriad of places that have confined spaces and should be doing this training to perform their job safely and effectively.
A lot of times they have to climb in grain bins, silos, and clean them out after they've been used. Also like feed bins, ingredient bins, they crawl in and out of those. Scale pits would be another confined space that they'd be crawling in and out of. They'd have to check the oxygen level and things like that. It'd be daily or weekly, from time to time, whenever one of those tasks need to be accomplished. It's a good refresher, and then also learning how to run some of the instruments or be acquainted with the equipment, you know, the tripods and the oxygen sensors and those type of things.
To go limp, everything kind of slouches together, your shoulders get a little narrower, your head goes down, you become fairly compact.
My name is Joe Shutter with the Lakota Fire and Rescue Department out of Lakota. Confined space training, it has to do with proper procedures of assessing an accident, assessing what you are called out to do. Well, with industry and agriculture, there's plenty of confined space. We're talking grain bins, we're talking a lot of cooperatives at elevators. There's multiple places for confined spaces. But a confined space would have to be established well before you would even enter something like that. Not knowing what's in there, not knowing there's multiple issues of the not knowing versus how far would you put your life in hands for something like that. Training altogether is something that needs to be done all the time. Doing this is all volunteer basis. You just need to do this to keep yourself sharp on it.